stream. Welcome to the 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 stream. I fuck with that song. God, I hadn't heard it in forever, and then something reminded me of the song. It was way back in the day. Yeah, welcome to the stream. It's Monday, late Monday. It's late, and I also probably cannot be on long here. And also, we did not read any Higurashi this weekend. So you put all those things together, and I say that I probably want to read like an hour and a half of Higurashi for a Monday stream, which is very outside the norm. Something must be broken. Something must be broken, but it's fine. It'll be okay. Monday reading of Higurashi will treat everyone well, I'm sure. This is the second stream of Someutsushi. Again, positive I'm saying that 100% correctly. Don't question my pronunciations. We had new characters, we have new situation, we have new scenario, we have it's all happening here in Someutsushi. All the stars are here. We have new person in the town who started school, new girl, and she wanted friends. We have like weird Tweedle. I don't want to say Tweedledee and Tweedledum, but basically two halves of like the same brain cell. It feels like in whatever the names of those other characters are. I definitely don't remember names at all. If I had to bet my life on it, unfortunately, but I remember what they look like, but the names don't totally stick out. And then prior to meeting all them, we had a little bit of, it was, police stuff. I assume the two groups are going to, mix here at some point, I would imagine. The police force that we're with, and then, the schoolgirls, the people. So yeah, we'll just Chisato. That's one of the names. So yeah, we'll just be reading for an hour or an hour and a half. Call it a Monday. For me, and probably for you, it's better than no stream, kind of thing. I'm kind of in a weird pattern. I obviously want to play more Blueprints, and I obviously want to play more Pokemon Legends Arceus, and I still haven't determined if we're doing post-game on stream for Clair Obscure. But I also didn't read any Higurashi this weekend, and there's a chance I might even read more Higurashi tomorrow on Tuesday as well, so we get like a double dose. I'm leaning more and more towards not doing Clair Obscure post-game on stream, but I'm giving myself maybe a few more days to decide. Maybe what ends up being like a week from when we technically finale'd it on Friday. We're here. Wake up, Natsumi. We made it to the hospital. Noises. I must have dozed off along the way. I woke up to Chisato-chan gently shaking my shoulder side to side. Let me adjust audio slightly there. Okay. I sleepily looked out the window while rubbing my eyes. A large white building stood out among the cityscape, towering against the blue sky. Saiki Hospital. Alright, she kept going like, hey, you gotta come to the hospital. You gotta get to the hospital. Come to my parents' hospital. Like a weirdo. It's one of the leading general hospitals in the prefecture, and Chisato-chan's father works there as the director. The light turned red, and the car gently stopped at the intersection before the hospital. The crosswalk in front of us is full of pedestrians walking about. Are you feeling a little better? Yeah. Oh, sorry. I fell asleep in the middle of your story. It's fine, I don't mind. From the moment we got in the car, I could tell that you were feeling drowsy. I'm not doing so bad. I think. I tried to object. but I was not very confident. My memory was vague, but I felt like Chisato-chan was talking passionately about popular modern artists. But I wasn't very interested in the music, so I quickly grew tired and dozed off. But, well, guess my talking skills still have a ways to go, huh? If I can't even keep the listener from falling asleep, I can't call myself a true master. Chisato-chan, what are you trying to become? How does a politician sound? I don't know what to say to that. Though she's seeking approval, I was stumped for a reply. I'll keep it a secret, but I expected her to say comedian. Either way, I don't think that's a very easy profession. Mwahaha. I've got to say, Natsumi, you have such a cute sleeping face. Man, she's so into her. If you were so comfortable, would you like to ride to school and back again? Come on, don't make fun of me. My cheeks were swelling and turning red in response to Chisato-chan's teasing. But, honestly, Chisato-chan's private car was exceptionally comfortable. I could hardly feel any bumps on the road, and it was enveloped in drowsiness. I was enveloped in drowsiness in the blink of an eye. Besides, the driver Yamashina-san was quite the professional. He was very good at turning and stopping. Excellent turning and stopping abilities. I respect it. I don't think that my father's driving is bad, but the feel here is clearly different from the times I've gone out in the family car, so there must be a difference in skill. In the meantime, the traffic light turned green and the car quietly started up. Shortly thereafter, we passed through the main gate of the hospital and rode through a roundabout towards the passenger loading area. Alright, the service entrance is in the back. Would it be better to go around? Nope, this is good. There's a business elevator near the entrance. Is that so? Chisato-chan, this is your father's hospital, right? No. Why didn't she answer? Oh, Yamashina-san, you can stop here. Of course. Yamashina-san answered with a polite tone, then stopped the car in the shaded awning in front of the building. Chisato-chan and I thanked the driver, then we exit out the left and right doors. The summer sun was shining brightly on the ground, and the plants were alive with green radiance. The cicadas were crying aloud all around us, and the heat enveloped my skin with sweat in the blink of an eye. I forgot she looked just like with that facial expression, so cheery, too happy. This outside air is so great. Oh, this is my ideal world. You're over-exaggerating, Chisato-chan. Looking at my watch, it's been a little over 20 minutes since we left school. I know I'm not really one to talk since I spent most of that asleep, but I don't think it's worth acting like you just got out of prison. Well, you know the car doesn't suit my nature. I can't stand being locked in a tight space. That's right. If anything, you're more of the physical type. Physical type, mean. Come on, at least call me an action type. Oh, how are we doing on time? Yeah, still plenty of time to spare. Thanks for the ride. It was very helpful. I still have nearly 30 minutes before my scheduled start time. I'm always arriving at the last moment when I take the train here. This is a huge difference. I'd like to offer this every week if possible. This is my father's car, so it often comes through on the weekends. No, even if it's only occasionally, I'm still glad.
私って電車苦手だから。
Because I don't like taking the train. After I said that, I shrugged my shoulders and stuck out my tongue. More specifically, I didn't like the huge crowds in the city. Fuck the crowds. There are a lot of people who have no regard for their surroundings. They just point their heads toward their destination and walk forward. My home station is always overflowing with people like that. On the stairs, in the train. The station is full of tumultuous noise while I exit through the automated ticket gate, and the crossroad, and the entertainment district. Chisato-chan and Tamako-chan have spent their entire lives in this. I'm sure they wouldn't understand. But I was finally seeing the image of the city I'd longed for, and rather than embracing joy and hope, I froze with confusion. Of course, when I'm with Chisato-chan and Tamako-chan, we have fun walking around the shops, rambling on, and telling stories. Yet, as soon as I'm left alone to deal with the daily routine, I'm trapped by the illusion of being thrown into another world. Sometimes I feel a painful anxiety in my chest. And walking around the crowded streets alone, it's pretty scary. Nobody looks at me. It's a cold, lifeless urban space that does not speak to me. I feel like I've become a foreigner who doesn't understand the native language. I'm suffering from a lonely, out-of-place feeling. I wonder when this feeling of discomfort will go away. Will I really be able to get used to the city?
Natsumi?
Natsumi?
ごめん。
Oh, sorry. Chisato-chan noticed that my face was clouded, so I moved my hands to hide it. It's no good. To make my friends unnecessarily worried would be admitting I'm unqualified as a city child. How's it going? Hi. Pretty well. How's it going with you?
電車に乗ってて何かあったの？夏美。
Did something happen to you on the train, Natsumi?
悩みがあるなら相談に乗るけど。
You can talk to me if there's a problem. Going well too. Good to hear. Good to hear.
そうじゃなくて。
No, it's not like that.
私、自動改札機がまだうまく通り抜けられないから。
I still have trouble getting through the automatic ticket gate.
この前も切符を入れたのに途中で止められちゃって、苦手意識があるっていうか。
Even though I entered my ticket first, it still stopped me on the way through. I think I'm not very good at it. Just sad because I finished the VOD for Expedition 33. What an ending. Yeah, it was a brutal ending. And what it made me do. And I was just getting around talking about it. I was like, I don't know. Now I'm trying to decide like if I want to do post-game stuff on stream or not. I still haven't decided. Like I'm trying to decide like would you want to see more post-game stuff? Or is it like, it's fine, we saw the thing. I mean, obviously there's a bit more stuff to like see, but watch it easily. Maybe I can at least do one like this weekend and see what it's like. I don't know. I'll think about it. I gotta keep thinking about it. I want to give myself like a week after finishing on Friday and then see how I feel about doing it on stream. I want to do it. I just don't know if I'm doing it on stream or not. Tough decision. But yeah, it was a brutal ending. And I still feel regret for a thing I picked. And it was funny, I saw someone else, someone I follow on something else. They were just talking about they had finished Clair Obscure, like I think this morning or late last night. And they also I don't want to like, well, they had the same ending I did, and they were like, I think I regret this pick. And I was just like, yeah, I had the same thing, like afterwards, like in the moment, like emotionally. It was definitely a thing that I don't want to talk about too much here while I'm supposed to be reading, but in the moment, emotionally, I picked emotionally, and then once I saw it unfold, I'm like, ooh, I regret the choice I made. Don't necessarily need it, but I'd enjoy watching it too. Yeah, I'll think about post-game streams. Maybe this weekend we'll check it out for a bit and then see if it's worth doing. Like, we'll do one and then see if it's worth doing more than that. I still trouble getting through the Omnichannel. I think it's not very good at it. Okay.
ああ、なるほど。
Ah, I see.
そういや、あの時夏美ってば
Thanks,
真
appreciate
っ赤な顔で半べそ描いてたもんね。
Your face must have been bright red. You're almost on the verge of crying, huh?
ベソなんて描いてないよ。
No, I wasn't going about to cry.
いや、少なくとも涙目だった。
Nope. I'm sure you're a little teary-eyed.
助けて、千里ちゃん、たまこちゃんってな感じにね。
Inside, you were saying, "Help me, Chisato-chan, Tamako-chan." Her uneasy expression from a minute ago had cleared up, and Chisato-chan was laughing pleasantly. Even though it's a weird conversation, the way we get there is always good. I'm relieved to have joined the circle of friends.
千里
Chisato.
あ、
Oh! Suddenly, at that moment, I saw an elderly man walking toward us wearing a refined, expensive suit. While tilting my head, I wondered if Chisato-chan had also noticed him there.
父さん、
Oh, Dad.
早かったね。今終わったの？
You're here early. Is it over now?
今終わったのじゃないぞ。
Is it over now, you ask?
なんだ今の男みたいな笑い方は。
What's with that manly laugh?
もう少し年頃の女の子らしく振る舞えんのか？
Why don't you act more like other girls your age? Damn. That man with amazing features lightly tapped Chisato-chan on the head. Shouldn't have hurt much, but Chisato-chan acted to the hit by exaggeratedly falling and glaring at him begrudgingly.
何すんのさ。
Hey, what was that for?
暴力反対、セクハラ。
I'm opposed to violence and sexual harassment.
都合のいい時だけ女性の権利を振りかざすんじゃない。
Don't bring up women's rights concerns only when it's convenient for you.
権利と義務は表裏一体だと前から言ってるだろう。
Rights and obligations are two sides of the same coin, as you said before.
そりゃ無理だよ。
That's completely unreasonable.
だって私、父さんの娘だもん。
Because I'm your daughter.
使えるものは親でも使えってね。
Parents use whatever they can, right?
それに、子は親の背中を見て育つなんてありがたい言葉もあるんだよ。
Plus, kids grow up looking at their parents' backs. What words of gratitude do they have for us?
ほら、人聞きの悪いことを。
Come on, how disrespectful.
少なくとも私はそんな育て方をした覚えはない。
I don't remember raising you this way.
と思うぞ。
I think.
だったら、なんで目をそらすマイファーザ
Then why do you look away, my father?
ー。
This is awkward. The exchange had me feeling nervous, so it just burst out. This gentleman liked good sense. Chisato-chan and her father spoke and behaved so similarly. This girl and this parent, they're so backwards.
君は？
Who might you be?
あ、私、君吉夏美です。
Oh, I'm Natsumi Kimiyoshi.
千里ちゃんのクラスメートです。
Chisato-chan's classmate.
ああ、君が夏美ちゃんか。
Ah, then you're Natsumi-chan.
娘から聞いているよ。
My daughters told me about you.
はじめまして、千里の父です。
Nice to meet you. I'm Chisato's father.
千里がお世話になっています。
Thank you for taking care of Chisato.
あ、いえ、そんな。
No, oh no, that's...
違うっての。私がお世話してるの。
That's not it. I'm the one who takes care of her.
夏美は私の可愛いペットなんだからね。
Because you're my cute pet, aren't you?
ペットって違う。
Pet? No, I'm... Fwa. She suddenly squeezed me and my face turned red in embarrassment. Chisato-chan, I know this is normal for you, but can't you take the location of the situation in consideration?
やれやれ。可愛いものを見るとすぐこれだ。
Sheesh, you're always like this when you see cute things.
学校でもそんな感じなのか？
Do you act this way in school?
まあね。愛情表現ってやつよ。
Of course, it's an expression of my love.
お父さんが欲しがってもあげないからね。ふふん。
But you won't get any, even if you want it.
おお。
Oh?
飼っている熱帯魚の世話すらまともにできなかったお前がな。
You can't even take proper care of your tropical fish at home. Are they saying I'm the same as a guppy? Wait, stop looking so amused and help me, Chisato's father. Then I looked at Chisato's father's wristwatch and realized I had 10 minutes left. Still trapped in Chisato-chan's hug, I continued wriggling like a fish.
それじゃあ夏美またね。
Alright, Natsumi, see you later.
はあ、
Oh, jeez. I glared at Chisato-chan while fixing my hair and straightening my collar. Then she rolled down the backseat window to smile and wave at me. These people are fun to be around, but I wish they understood how awkward it is for me to have the gazes of curious bystanders sticking in my back. Hospital visitors, nurses, even security guards could look all over and see us shouting and being overly affectionate.
夏美があんまり可愛いからじいちゃんついつい暴走しちまったい。
Natsumi's too cute, so Chi-chan loses control.
許してちょんまげ。
Please forgive me.
なんか可愛いって言葉を全ての免罪符にされている気がするんだけど。
Somehow, I felt the word cute was being used disrespectfully.
可愛いって言われて嬉しくない？
Aren't you happy I called you cute?
私は結構本気で思ってるんだけどな。
I mean it.
知らない。
I don't know about that. I couldn't help but sigh while turning away. Even if Chisato-chan honestly meant that as a compliment, the word cute tripped me up. If any offense could be forgiven with that word, then I don't think all those evil characters in historical dramas would be hated so much by women.
あ、そういや夏美言い忘れてた。
Oh, that's right. Natsumi, I forgot to mention.
来週から進路面談だけどちゃんと覚えてる？
Our career interviews are coming up next week. You haven't forgotten, have you?
え？
Huh?
覚えてるけど、それが？
I remember. What about it? I didn't know what she meant by that, so I stared vacantly with my eyes wide open. When she noticed my reaction, Chisato-chan began muttering with a bitter smile.
タマコが心配してたからね。
Tamako was feeling concerned.
夏美の前の学校はどうだったのかは知らないけど、うちって結構この6月が重要な時期なんだよ。
I don't know how things worked at your old school, but June is an important time for us.
来年のクラス分けにも関係してくるし、夏休みの補習もそれで決まったりするからさ。
Decisions will be made regarding next year's classes and about supplementary lessons over summer vacation.
知ってた？
Did you know?
うん。
No?
そうなの？
Oh, really? I heard something completely unexpected, and it left me dumbfounded.
ありゃ、やっぱタマコの心配してた通りみたいだね。
Looks like Tamako's concerns were on point.
言っとくけど、変な回答すると夏休みの半分は確実に補習になるよ。
The thing is, if they don't like the answers you give, they'll force you to spend half your summer vacation in supplementary lessons.
大学の説明会とかも強制的に参加させられるし、嫌でしょそれ。
And they might force you to participate in university briefing sessions. Those are pretty terrible. Huh?
そんなの嫌だよ。
That sounds awful. We called it career counseling at my old school. I transferred here before I had my private meeting with the teacher, so I never learned much about it, but I thought they just asked you questions about what you want to be in the future. Gonna try that again. But I thought they just asked you questions about what you want to be in the future and whatnot. So I didn't think it was such a big deal here. However, my future was uncertain. I didn't have any school aspirations or any idea where my career might go. Students normally go through prep courses and preliminary exams, but I haven't done any of that.
どうしよう私。
What should I do?
やれやれ。
Good grief. Sensing my bewilderment, Chisato-chan suddenly donned a serious expression, pulled out a notebook, and started to flip through it. She said something to her father sitting beside her, then turned back to me and began to speak.
それじゃあさ、夏美、
Alright, Natsumi,
明日ちょっと時間ある？
do you have some time tomorrow?
明日？
Huh? Tomorrow?
多分大丈夫だけど、どうして？
That's probably fine, but why?
学校のすぐ近くに図書館あるの知ってるよね。
You know the library right next to the school, right?
そこで集まって作戦会議しよう。
Let's meet there and have a strategy meeting.
夏美は出席番号が前の方だから、多分来週頭には回ってくるよ。
Your attendance number is on the lower end, so your career meeting will probably come around next week.
その前に早めに準備ってことで、ね。
We need to prepare as much as possible before then, alright?
いい
You'd really do that for me?
の？もち。
Of course.
あ、タマコにも連絡しておくからさ。
Oh, I'll talk it over with Tamako as well.
あの子、仮にも委員長だから進学のことにも詳しいし、きっと力になってくれるよ。
That girl is class president, so she's familiar with the details of academic affairs.
でもせっ っかくの日曜日なのに私のせいで。
But that's a lot of trouble on a Sunday, and it's all thanks to me.
それくらい平気だって。
Ha 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 ha, that's not a problem.
その代わり終わった後はアイスでもおごってもらうからね。
In exchange, what if you treat me to ice cream afterwards? Chisao-chan said that with an impish smile. I felt so guilty at how much trouble my lack of preparation was causing. Without the advice of my friends, I'd struggle to answer their questions, no matter what they asked. That would only make the teacher's impressions even worse. So I decided to take Chisao-chan up on her gracious offer.
ごめんね千里ちゃん。
I'm sorry, Chisato-chan.
たまこちゃんにも悪いけどお願いしてもいい？
I'm imposing on Tamako-chan too. Can you ask her if she's okay with this?
オッケ
Okay,
ー。また夜に電話するよ。
I'll call you tonight.
それじゃバイト頑張ってね。
Alright, do your best at work, okay? The engine in Chisao-chan's car made a light roar before it took off beyond the hospital's gate. When the car turned right, Chisao-chan was waving her hand at me, so I turned and waved back. I was left alone, lowering my raised hand when I broke out into another sigh. It wasn't the exhausted one from before, it was heavier, and my depression was mixed in. My life after school. It wasn't like I'd been completely unaware of that thought before this moment, but I had a hard time enough just keeping up with the flow this past year without getting left behind, so didn't even have an opportunity to consider career options. Mom would most certainly encourage me to pursue higher education. Mom and Dad have mentioned in the past that they have encountered difficulties at work thanks to the obscure college they attended, so they would want me to go to a decent college. And even I realized that was the choice they would be happiest with. But honestly, there wasn't anything in particular I wanted to do, and I hadn't even thought about accumulating an educational background. And of course, my capabilities were completely lacking, because I wasn't in the right environment until now. I was playing happily with my old friends. Test results were like competing in a game, winning or losing by making simple scoring plays. Everyone had their own strengths and weaknesses. Since I was surrounded by people roughly at my level, it was nice not having a sense of superiority or inferiority. That's how it was for me in Okinomiya, being compared to similar kids around my age. But I'm sure they won't be as forgiving here in the city. I won't stay in a world free from jealousy and hostility. I'll become worried about all the eyes surrounding me. No. Actually, that's already happened. Maybe a day will come when I'll worry about Chisato-chan and Tamako-chan too. If that happens, could we remain friends like we are now? Suddenly, a sound resembling a school chime came from the roof of the hospital. It announced that checkup times at Saiki Hospital had ended. And that was an important signal for me.
いけない。遅れちゃ
Oh no, I'll be late! I cleared my mind and headed into the hospital. Then I approached the staff elevator right beside the entrance and pushed the elevator button. There's a care and welfare center for the elderly right next to Saiki Hospital. The people there are undergoing treatment and rehabilitation in a facility with state-of-the-art equipment so that they will be able to live at home normally. In addition to doctors and nurses, the center has people working in supplementary roles who specialize in nursing care. Since they are not officially qualified in Japan yet, I've heard various names for them, but my preliminary course has taught me to call them caregivers. And before spring break, Chisato-chan was able to get me a part-time job here working as a caregiver.
う。すみません。遅くなりました。
Sorry, I'm late! I rushed into the locker room and changed my clothes in a hurry, then walked into the caregiver's waiting room slightly out of breath. Of course, this was a proper medical institution, so I couldn't run around, but I was sweating on my forehead from the tension of arriving just barely on time.
あらあら、ご苦労様。
Oh my, thanks for your effort.
全然遅くなんてないわよ。
You're not late at all, you know?
時間ぴったりだから。
Actually, your timing is perfect. An older caregiver said that while smiling and pointing at the clock on the wall. That was certainly true, but one of the duties of my part-time job was boiling tea for everyone else who was finally going on break. I was told that it was an obligation, but because of my limited abilities, I felt like I was neglecting the work I was given, and that was inexcusable.
夏美ちゃんは学生なんだし、それにここまで遠いんでしょ？
Asumi-chan, you're a student coming from far away, right?
だから少しくらいは遅れても大丈夫よ。
So it's okay if you're a little late.
ありがとうございます、山瀬さん。
Thank you so much,
で
Yamase-san.
も、
But still...
そうだ、
Oh, that's right.
夏美ちゃん。
Asumi-chan. This person who could read my mind, the leader of the caregivers, the director Yamase-san, recalled something while clapping her hands. And with a gentle smile, she picked up the file placed on the table and turned toward me.
ごめんなさいね。
I'm sorry.
来て早々で申し訳ないんだけど、もうすぐ3時のおやつの時間だから配膳を手伝ってくれるかしら。
It's coming up very soon, but it's almost 3 o'clock snack time, so will you help me set up?
今日は常勤の人が休養でいないから。
It's urgent today because there isn't a full-time person here.
はい。
Oh, of course. I nodded enthusiastically. This woman was a little older than my mom. Since I started working here, Yamase-san has always been gentle and caring like this, and I loved her.
はい皆さん、おやつの時間ですよ。
Excuse me, everyone. It's time for your snack.
リビングに集まって席についてください。
Please gather in the living room and seat yourselves. After I finished serving, I went to each of the bedrooms and called the elderly people as gently as possible in a bright voice. In the center, there are usually 3 to 4 elderly people sharing a room, split by gender. In a spacious room inside the hospital, good friends gathered together to chat, watch TV, and lay in bed.
Oh, 今日は夏美ちゃんか。
Oh, Natsumi-chan is here today.
久しぶりだの。
It's been a while.
そういえば今日は土曜日じゃったな。
Come to think of it, today's Saturday. The elderly people recognized my face and gave me a friendly smile. When I first started, I was wondering if I'd be able to handle the work. But ever since I was young, I was always a grandma's child, so I was able to adapt surprisingly quickly. By now, I got along with everyone.
こんにちはおじいちゃん、おばあちゃん。
Good afternoon, sir, ma'am.
ちょっと待ってね。
Sir, ma'am. Oh, wait a second. I moved towards the person who just got up from bed and helped them into their wheelchair. The work I did required a lot of strength and consideration. I was happy to be told thank you when I did it properly.
本当に夏美ちゃんはいい子じゃねえ。
Natsumi-chan's a really good girl, isn't she?
とっても真面目で優しくての。
Very earnest and kind.
まったくじゃ。
Absolutely.
近頃の子には珍しいぞい。
That's rare in children these days.
そんなことないよ。
That's not true.
私本当に不器用だから、足りないことがあったら何でも言ってね。
I'm really clumsy, so please let me know if anything is missing. Yeah, nonsense.
大事なのは気持ちがこもっているかどうかじゃよ。
The important thing is whether or not you put some spirit into it. What is that voice? Oh,
うちの
jeez.
嫁にも教えてやりてくれじゃわい。
I'd like to have you marry into the family. After the old men said that, their wrinkled faces crumpled with laughter. Their gentle expressions felt warm, and I could feel the tension releasing from my face.
そうじゃな。
That's right.
なんだったら夏美ちゃん、うちの息子の嫁に来んかね。
If you like Natsumi-chan, you could even marry my son.
夏美ちゃんなら大歓迎じゃよ。
We'd throw a big welcome for you.
え
Huh?
こらこらミツさん。
Come on, Metsu-san.
抜け駆けはなしじゃと前にわしらで話し合ったじゃろうが。
I thought we had this talk about not getting a head start on the rest of us.
それにミツさんとこの息子さん今年で50過ぎじゃなかったのか。
Besides, Metsu-san, isn't your son turning 50 this year?
おお、そうじゃった。
Oh, that's right.
忘れてたわ。
I guess I forgot. Ha 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 ha. Such amazing laughter. I wasn't sure if his compliments were just flattery, but just being praised in a friendly manner was encouraging. So, for the first time, I thought that I was really good at this job.
それじゃあリビングに集まってね。
Well then, let's head to the living room.
おじいちゃん、車椅子平気？
Sir, how about your wheelchair?
おお。
Oh,
もう自分の手足のように自由自在じゃわい。
this way I can move my limbs freely.
今度体を鍛え直して競技会にでも参加してやろうかの。
Next time I'll train my body again and maybe try competing in an athletic meet.
本当に？
Oh, really?
じゃあ私お弁当作って応援に行くね。
Then I'll pack a lunch and cheer you on.
楽しみにしておれよ。
Hope you look forward to it. Taizo-san flexed the biceps on his slender arm. I wasn't feeling well when I first got here. I was completely depressed and my legs were weak. But even so, things got brighter while entertaining everyone in the room. Seeing people like the old woman regain their energy brought joy to the bottom of my heart. I was delighted.
それじゃあみんないつも通り席は名札のあるところに座ってね。
Alright, everyone, sit down in the seat marked with your name tag, like usual.
ちゃんとみんなに同じ分あるから喧嘩しちゃダメだよ。
Everyone is given the same amount, so there's no need to fight, okay?
食い物の恨みは恐ろしいからな。
Food fights are terrible.
気をつけてな、ジロ吉さん。
Please be careful, Jirokichi-san.
おいおい、トメさん。わしが泰造さんと言い合ったのは相撲の物言いについてじゃぞ。
Hey, Tomo-san, last time I exchanged words with Taizo-san, it was more like sumo wrestling, wasn't it?
そんなに意地汚いことで喧嘩なんぞしちょらんわい。
My breadth of old people voices is not very wide. They're atrocious. Such gluttony to fight over minor differences.
おお、そういや、もうそろそろ放送が始まる時間じゃな。
Oh, come to think of it, it's already time for the broadcast to start.
わしゃドラマの再放送の方がええんじゃがの。
I prefer a rerun of one of my dramas. Everyone vibrantly exited the room. Yeah, arguing about this and that. After seeing them off, I quickly made the bed and headed to the next room.
さてここで最後っと。
Well, here's the last one.
あれ
What's that? After finishing that room, I turned and looked into the room in the corner of the hallway. There was just one person sitting on the bed with his back turned to me, an old man looking out the window.
おじいちゃん
Sir?
おやつの時間ですよ。
It's snack time. I tried calling to him from the entrance, but he didn't respond. I wondered if he couldn't hear, so I entered the room, and I approached from the side to avoid surprising him from behind.
ん
From the side, I gently peered in. I couldn't recognize his face. Come to think of it, Yamasa-san said that a new person was admitted a few days ago.
ちょっとね、変わったおじいちゃんなのよ。
This old man, he's a little strange.
どうも人付き合いが苦手な人みたいで、なかなかみんなと打ち解けてくれなくてね。
Seems he's not very good at communicating, and he doesn't really chat with everyone.
あ
The old man didn't turn toward me. He should have noticed, but he just continued vacantly looking outside. I couldn't sense any vitality in his expression. I gasped for a moment when the idea he might not be feeling well came to me, but then I noticed him blinking and it made me feel relieved. Once again, trying not to surprise him, I gently called out.
おじいちゃん
Sir?
様。
Sama.
Eh?
Huh? Taking a good look, I saw his lips faintly moving, muttering something I thought was a little rude, but I moved in a little closer and listened in. Then,
おやしろ様。
Oyoshiro-sama
仕分けせん。
will not forgive.
おやしろ様
Oyoshiro-sama? It was slight, but the word I heard clearly was caught in my memory. Oyoshiro-sama. Then, perhaps...
おじいちゃん
Sir?
ひょっとしてひなみ沢の人
By any chance, are you from Hinamizawa? Yeah. Ouch. Suddenly, without warning, he turned to face me. I was so surprised I fell on my backside. That's a weird way of writing that. Okay, I looked up while rubbing my back, and the old man was looking down on me with wide eyes. Looking again, this old man was moderately strong. Maybe this topic was taboo with him.
ごめんなさい
I'm sorry.
変なこと聞いて私
I shouldn't have asked you a weird question like that.
お嬢ちゃん。
Little girl,
あんた、ひなみ沢の子かい。
are you a child of Hinamizawa? Huh?
うん
Oh, yeah. Feeling confused, I gulped and nodded back to him. I was technically from the neighboring town of Okinomiya, but Grandma was from Hinamizawa village, so I wasn't stretching the truth too far.
名前は
What is your name?
と
Uh,
君吉夏美
Natsumi Kimiyoshi.
君吉。
Kimiyoshi?
じゃあ、御三家の。
Of the three families?
あはい
Oh, yes,
そうです
that's right. After answering that, I was completely convinced. Hearing Kimiyoshi and responding three families, this man must be from Hinamizawa. And it seemed like the old man had the same impression. Suddenly the light returned to his lifeless eyes, and his hard as stone face thawed at once.
おお。
Oh! Oh!
こんなところで同郷の子に会うとはのう。
Imagine meeting a child from the same town in such a place.
なんという奇
How unexpected!
その
Oh, that's... Ouch! I was surprised when he suddenly picked up my hand. Contrary to his appearance, or rather as it indicated, he squeezed my hand with tremendous power, and I screamed in shock. But he noticed my reaction and immediately let go of my hand. My palm was turning bright red. Sniffle.
おお、すまんすまん。
Oh, I'm sorry.
いやいや、あんまりに嬉しくての。
Oh, no, I'm just very pleased.
こんな都会の締め切られた場所に放り込まれて憂鬱じゃ思っておったが、まさかの喜びじゃわい。
I was feeling depressed, being thrown into a closed place like this in a city, but wow, meeting you is a pleasure.
これもお社様のお導きかの。
This must also be Oishiro-sama's guidance. Whoa! I gave him a vague nod while smiling awkwardly. I was glad and a little embarrassed, but more than that, I was perplexed by the frank and unusual change of atmosphere. What was the deal with his serious demeanor earlier? For a while, I had listened to the old man tell me stories about his memories of Hinamizawa. He seemed difficult to approach at first glance, but once he opened his mouth, he was a very talkative person.
そういや、夏美ちゃんと言ったかの。
Your name was Natsumi-chan, was it?
あんたいつこっちに来たんじゃ。
When did you come here?
私
Me?
去年だよ。
It was last year.
おじいちゃんは
How about you?
わしは今年の春なんじゃ。
I came here this spring.
息子夫婦が共働きになって。
Really spit when I said that on accident. Spring! I really just... I came here this spring. My son and his wife both work, so I had no choice in the matter.
そうなんだ。
I see.
まあ都会じゃと何かと物入りで。
Well,
息子の稼ぎだけでは苦しいからの。
well, in this city with all its expenses, it's hard for my son to live on his earnings alone.
わしも最近足腰が弱くなったし、若いもんに面倒をかけるわけにはいかんしな。
And I recently became weak in the legs, so I couldn't afford to be a burden on the young man. Though he shrugged and smiled bitterly, he let out a lonely sigh. I noticed the name Hatakeyama written on the breast pocket of his pajamas.
元気出してよおじいちゃん。
Keep your strength up, sir.
頑張って体調戻したら、きっとまた息子さんたちと一緒に暮らせるようになるよ。
If you do your best and get in better shape, I'm sure you'll be able to live with your son and daughter-in-law again.
そうかの。
You think so?
そうだよ。
Yeah.
最初は寝たきりで元気なかったけど、一生懸命リハビリして歩けるようになって、お家に帰った人も大勢いるんだから。
Yeah, there are a lot of people here who start out bedridden and lethargic, but worked hard at their rehabilitation until they regained their ability to walk and turned home.
だから、おじいちゃんも頑張ろう。
So you have to do your best, okay?
ありがとうな、夏美ちゃん。
Thank you, Natsumi-chan.
あんたいい子じゃの。
You're a nice girl. Hatakeyama said that, and I laughed blissfully. Jesus. I smiled and nodded to him in turn. Right then, I heard Yamase-san's voice calling Natsumi-chan. Everyone except us was probably already gathered together in the living room.
おじいちゃん、
Sir?
これから3時のおやつだから、一緒に行こう。
Since it's 3 o'clock snack time, shall we go together? What do you say?
ん？
Hmm?
ああ、いや、わしはあまり甘いものが好きじゃないんだが。
Oh, no, I don't like sweet things very much.
ダメだよ。
That's no good.
おじいちゃんはここに来てまだ日が浅いんだから、みんなとも仲良くしないと。
You're here and you have a long way to go, so you'll have to get along with everyone.
これもリハビリの第一歩だよ。
This is also the first step in your rehabilitation, right? I was a bit scared of the way he wrinkled his eyebrows, but I felt a bit of kinship with him, being from the same village, so I smiled and let out a friendly laugh. I watched the old man as he reluctantly stood up. He had a firmer footing than I expected, so I only lightly gave a hand. Still, the hand holding mine was warm and pleasantly gentle.
ところでおじいちゃん、
By the way, sir.
なんじゃ？
What is it?
その さっき
About earlier. Why were you muttering Oishiro-sama? As I was about to ask, Grandma's face crossed my mind for a moment, and I barely caught my mouth. I don't really believe in Oishiro-sama. Back in Okinomiya, all the kids my age were like that. However, I've learned from experience that the elders in the village consider any joking, slander, and disbelief of Oishiro-sama to be an absolute taboo.
どうしたんだね。
Something wrong?
なんでもないの。
No, it's nothing.
それじゃあ行こ
Come on, let's go. But a slight uneasiness remained in my chest, piercing me like a needle. The tenants are sent to bed right after dinner at the Care and Welfare Center. I checked on all the rooms, and once I finished cleaning the living room, my work for the day was over.
う。お疲れ様でした。
Thank you for the hard work.
お疲れ様。
Thank you.
夏美ちゃん、今日はありがとうね。
Asumi-chan, thanks for today. When I returned to the waiting room, Yamasa-san offered me a warm cocoa while smiling gently. I thanked her as I tilted my head quizzically. Did they have cocoa in the supply room here?
これは夏美ちゃんへのご褒美よ。
This is a reward for you, Natsumi-chan,
畠山さんのお世話をしてくれたことのね。
for taking care of Hatakeya. A minute, let me...
これは夏美ちゃんへのご褒美よ。畠山さんのお世話をしてくれたことのね。
Hatakeyama-san. Huh?
そんな。
No, that was... The sweet smell made me smile as I bashfully lifted the cup to my mouth. It was sweet and very tasty. When I brought the old man, Hatakeyama, to the living room, not only were the elderly people in the room surprised, but Yamasa-san and all the caregivers were surprised too. I heard later that several people had tried talking to him, but he never played along. Caregivers reluctantly brought his meals to his room, but with no idea how to handle him, they had even gone as far as suggesting to move him to another floor. But today, he came to dinner and ate it properly to the end. After learning that, I felt a little proud.
それにしてもどんな魔法を使ったの？
Anyway, what magic did you use?
あの畠山さんと仲良くなれるなんて。
That Hatakeyama-san is impossible to get along with.
内緒です。
That's a secret. I answered somewhat evasively. It's because we're from the same town. That's what I started to say before swallowing my words. It's embarrassing, but more than that, I was somewhat reluctant to tell her I was from a place deep in the countryside that I was sure she and the others had never heard of. By the time I got dressed and headed outside, the sun had already set, and the sky was getting dark. There was a star shimmering faintly in the western sky.
は
Ah,
あ。ちょっと遅くなっちゃったかな。
I guess it's getting a little late. I looked at my wristwatch and lightly sighed. I told Mom that I was attending a club activity today, but I wonder if she'll scold me for this. To tell the truth, my family doesn't know about my part-time job at the Care and Welfare Center. Part-time jobs are prohibited by school regulations, of course, but that's not my only reason. I wanted to surprise Mom and Dad with an anniversary gift.
今年で20年目だって言ってたしね。
I heard this year was their 20th anniversary. There's less than a month until the day. Dad doesn't care about that sort of thing, so I'm sure he won't be doing anything special. But despite appearances, Mom is surprisingly romantic. She hasn't said it, but I'm sure she's expecting something to commemorate it.
だから父親の僕年人を娘がフォローしてあげます。
So the daughter will support the quiet, unsociable father.
なんちゃって。
Just kidding. While muttering to myself, I thought about how Dad would react. It was amusing, though he'll be embarrassed by my uncouth behavior. I'm sure he'll be grateful that I offered a hand. Even so, it doesn't feel like lending and borrowing. Whatever happens, all I need is everyone in the family smiling in a good mood, because that makes me happy.
それに
Besides, that wasn't my only motivation. The other reason was that I wanted to change myself in this town by experiencing a part-time job. I've thought about getting a job since I was in Okinomiya, ever since I saw that girl from the Sonosaki family, Mion-chan, while she was working. Ah, she was always cheerful, sharp, and knew how to swim with the tide. Even though she was younger than me, she looked like a mature person of firm character. That was Mion Sonosaki-chan. She always acted like a leader. I'm sure Mion will be able to overcome any obstacle. And unlike the rest of us, she was always talking with adults and the elders as equals. She was so cool, but honestly, I'm sure I felt something of a rivalry. Even I won't be a child forever. I've grown up and made an effort, so I should be able to do something to help others. Still, I couldn't forget the idea that Okinomiya was keeping me locked in the frame of a child. but in this town, I'm sure. So, I guess it's a childish thing, but my part-time job is a symbol of getting one step closer to adulthood. It may be very small and fragile, but still, anything is good for me now. I want a reaction. I want confidence that I can stay in this town and a clear place to belong. Still, Mom would get angry if she knew that I was breaking school rules. However, although I started this out of impulse, I wasn't about to quit halfway through. And what's more...
あれ
What's that? At that moment,
君吉
Kimiyoshi. As I stepped through the hospital service entrance, I looked at the face of a boy in the street, and I froze. Because it was...
トドくん
Todo-kun? Yes, it was dark and I couldn't see clearly, but it was definitely Akira Toru-kun.
どうしてここに
What are you doing here?
あいやスケッチの帰りに
Oh, no, I was on the way back from sketching.
そうなんだ
I see. While smiling awkwardly, cold sweat began running down my back. Hospital visiting hours were already over. Plus, this area was for staff only, and there were light-up signs saying as much. Anyone going in and out of the hospital here would have to be staff for the Care and Welfare Center. What should I do? If Todo-kun learns that I'm working part-time, word will get to the school. No, that's not all. Will Todo-kun look down on me for violating school rules?
君吉
It's almost like I'm saying Toto, like the band. Kimiyoshi.
あその
Oh, that's, it can't be helped. I thought of the excuse I used it because it's past visiting hours. I felt guilty, but opened my mouth to explain it to Todo-kun.
あら、君吉さん。
Oh, Kimiyoshi-san.
今日は畠山さんのお世話、お疲れ様。
Great work taking care of Hatakeyama-san today.
気をつけて帰ってね。
Take care on your way home, okay? Thanks for blowing my cover. A senior caregiver let those words slip out, then left through the other side. What awful timing. Way to go. Really, she's a good girl. Interesting. Really, she's a good girl. She's a good girl.
しかし千里本当にいいのか
But Chisato, is that really alright?
ん何が
Huh? Is what alright?
さっきの約束のことだ
That promise you made earlier.
もう少し考えてからでも遅くはなかったと思うんだがな
I don't think it's too late even if you give it some more thought.
それに明日でなくても週明けに学校でやれば済んだ話じゃないのか
Besides, you don't have to do this tomorrow. Couldn't you talk to her about it at school at the start of next week? Dad turned to face me with full attention as he asked that, but I didn't regret anything, so I answered cheerfully.
ダメだよそれじゃあ
Come on, that's no good.
面談の日程が発表されるのは月曜日だけどその日いきなり開始って子もいるんだしさ
The counseling schedule will be announced on Monday, but there'll be kids who start the same day.
特に夏美は地方からの転入組で成績以外でも目立つからね
And Natsumi's a transfer student from the country, so she'll stick out for more than her grades.
あの担任の性格だと一番気合の入った初日に持ってきそうな気がするんだ
And knowing that homeroom teacher's personality, I'm sure she'll be really fired up on the first day.
あの担任とは随分な言いようだな
Sounds like you have a lot to say about that, homeroom teacher.
確か尾形という名の先生だったと思うがひょっとして気に入らんのか
I think the teacher's name was Ogata. Do you not like her?
それもないこともないけど
It's not like that, but first off, it's not just Ogata. There are no really good teachers at my school. For me, who enrolled in the school just to be with Tamako and Akira, the expectations associated with being in an advanced school have been sickening. It's fine that they rank the students. That's probably necessary for them to help us compete properly. But the way they force future decisions upon us isn't just excessive, it's tyrannical.
尾形先生って去年から進路指導の担当になったんだけど、なんか全校の合格率上げることばっかり考えてる先生でさ。
Ogata-sensei has been in charge of career guidance since last year, but she's the kind of teacher who's only interested in increasing the school's passing rate.
生徒にはあまり冒険させないっていうか、堅実なところしか受けさせないんだよ。
She doesn't allow the students to be adventurous. She makes them aim for reliable places.
一人一人の進路志望なんてほとんど無視。
She all but ignores their career aspirations.
だから先輩の話だと、これから頑張ろうって思ってる子にまで、あなたのレベルだと大学はこことここってバッサリやっちゃってさ。
According to our upperclassmen, she's been telling even the hardworking kids, at your level, your university choices are here and here, and drastically limiting them.
あれって夏美みたいに真面目にやってる子には結構きついと思うんだよ。
That sort of thing is tough for an earnest person like Natsumi. Honestly, Natsumi's grades are pretty average. But I know the truth. That girl has been listening carefully and putting a ton of effort into taking notes to make up for the lag of transferring to a new school. Because of that, I wanted to help her. I'll be damned if those obstinate teachers trample Natsumi's efforts just because her grades don't reflect them.
まあそれはそうかもしれんが、
Well, that may be so.
明日は千里が楽しみにしていたコンサートがあったんだろう。
But didn't you have a concert tomorrow that you were looking forward to?
何ヶ月も前からチケットを手に入れて、昨日の晩も話していたじゃないか。
How many months back did you get the tickets? And you were talking about it last night, weren't you?
そうだっけ。
Is that right?
まあ来日するのも今回限りじゃないみたいだし、次の機会を待てばいいって。
Well, this isn't the only time they'll be coming to Japan, so I'll just wait for our next chance.
それにユミ、ものすごく行きたがっていたのに抽選外れて落ち込んでたから、彼女に恩を売って一石二鳥ってとこかな。
Plus, Yumi was really depressed about not scoring a ticket, so now she'll owe me when I give it to her. Killing two birds with one stone, huh? After saying that, I put a smile on my face to show that's no problem. To be honest, I was looking forward to this concert more than Yumi. Probably never be lucky enough to get seats right in front of the stage again. But, like I said, I don't regret anything. No matter how big a fan I am, Natsumi is far more important. She's my highest priority, because she's my best friend. Is this... I really hope this doesn't become creepy. Really, to me, she's irreplaceable.
そういえば、夏美さんでいいのかな。
In the first stream of this arc, I talked about how like it gave off the impressions of like that cuteness overload. Like, oh, I want to like, I love someone so much. I want to kill them with my love, basically. And now it's like, I'm like, oh no, is she too into? Is this an obsession level? Is that where we're heading? Somehow. By the way, is Natsumi-san doing alright?
最初見たときは、私も少し驚いたよ。
When I first saw her, I was a little surprised.
あまりにも似ていて。
They're so alike.
そう？
Is that so?
しんすけから話を聞いたときは、それほどとは思わなかったんだがね。
From what I heard from Shinsuke, he didn't seem to think so.
年は違うが。
Their ages may be different, but... I glanced at Yamashina-san's reflection in the rearview mirror. Shinsuke is Yamashina-san's first name. Probably got that impression of Natsumi and mentioned it to Dad.
お前にしては珍しく、知り合って間もない子に随分親身になってあげていると不思議に思っていたんだが。
It's unusual for you to be showing so much kindness to a girl you haven't known for long.
そういうことだったんだな。
Is that why?
違うよ、父さん。
It's not like that, Dad.
あの子はいい子だから。
That girl is a nice girl.
それだけ。本当にそれだけ。
That's all. Really, that's all.
お前の気持ちはよくわかる。わかっているつもりだ。
I know how you feel. At least, I like to think I do.
だがな、千里。
But, Chisato.
父さん。
Dad? This was getting a little out of hand. I lashed out at him for prodding at things I didn't want touched. Being my father, that was enough for him to realize he'd rubbed me the wrong way.
すまんな。
Sorry.
つまらないことを言った。
Shouldn't have said that.
いいよ。
It's fine. To escape the awkwardness, I turned to look at the flowing landscape out the window. Without saying anything, Dad opened his window and lit a cigarette.
そうだよ。
That's right.
あの子は夏美。
That girl is Natsumi.
私の大事な
My
大
dear,
事な友達。
my dear, dear friend. I softly murmured to myself, and those words rolled out. Suddenly, right then, in my mind, I saw that girl's smiling face with another face overlapping it, and a sigh escaped me. Oh! Oh! Yeah, how interesting. We're seeing the cracks. I think we're seeing cracks. We're gonna dig into those cracks. Okay. Is that it? Okay. So, it's, you know, a 1 hour stream is totally acceptable. So this is what I think the rest of the week is gonna look like. At least the work week here. I think tomorrow we just read more. I'll hopefully start earlier. Maybe go a little later. But at least start earlier. So it'll hopefully be a bigger reading chunk. So we just do double dose Higurashi Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday, I think we'll jump back into Legends Arceus. Continue working on the decks. And then no stream Thursday. And then Friday, if I've determined that I want to do some Clair Obscure post-game stuff on stream, then we'll do that. If not, we'll do something else. And I think that's kind of how the week is going to shake out. Friday is a little up in the air with that as I try to decide. But maybe, like I said, maybe we do just one big post-game chunk, you know, see how it is. Then we're like, oh, is it going to be worth more doing? Maybe we only do it for a couple hours. We just poke around the world map a little bit and see what's maybe worth doing on stream. Stuff like that. My guess is that there's obviously just going to be like little areas, probably like a couple random side dungeon stuff we haven't done, and then like probably like I can think of probably at least one like optional boss thing probably that's going to happen, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that shakes out on Friday. We'll give it a shot. Thanks so much for watching. More Higurashi tomorrow is the plan. Always subject to change. But we'll do a proper Higurashi Tuesday. So, I'll be back then, hopefully starting earlier. Until then, have a great rest of your night.